Let me ask you, right, Roy, man, what's the #1 rule in, like, as a trainer, man? What's the foundation, the fundamental rules, man, for a horse trainer?
For a horse trainer?
Horse trainer.
Okay, being a horse trainer, you got to be up and everything, especially the horse. You got to make sure you're all right. Everything fine with him. You know what I mean? That when you start to training or everything, you want everything right. He's sound. He feeling good. He happy. Eating good. Everything in his life is right. Then you could start training him. And coming from the foundation of a trainer, you know what I mean? You want to make sure his footage is right, his body is right, his weight is right. Everything you got to make sure is right on him before you start training him. Some guys will train a horse and he's not fit, he's feeling some kind of problem, but they don't know until somebody pinpoint it. There's a lot of people training horses don't know the fundamentals of training race horses. Let's put it that way, you know.
So right, like so as a trainer, right? So when a horse first come to a stable, so say you the trainer, and I'm the owner, and I bring my horse to you, right?
Yes.
And what's how we get this horse going? What's the steps?
Well, you have to check him out. You got the first thing you want to do is make sure that he's sound, he don't have no pain. You know what I mean? You check in everything on the horse to make sure that it's right. You know, you check in his teeth. You know what I mean? You don't want to have no caps on it and unbalanced teeth. You know what I mean? When you put a bit, instead of the bit staying flat in the mouth, you know what I mean? They're on an angle, you know what I mean? The grains them look in the stool, you know what I mean? You want to make sure that everything that he like this, for instance, the feed, you got to make sure here that he chew it. You might find a little bit of the whole feed, but when you see him too much, you know something wrong. You got to check him out, you know what I mean?
So these the telltale signs if you got a healthy horse.
Yeah, you got to look for the telltale signs, which is going through the horse, like troubleshooting.
Yeah.
And making sure everything is right on the horse.
And once you clear that, right, and you gotta say all that's happening, you got a perfect horse on paper now, right?
Well,
how you make him
a perfect horse? You just clear a lot of things, because it's one thing, you know. I don't care what horse you train, he gonna got some problem, but it's you, the trainer, have to deal with the problem along the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the great horses, them that you see, the Secretariat, the Seattle Slough, the Farm, and all of them had problem. You know what I mean? But you won't think they had problem. Like, I gonna give you an example. You know a horse named Skip Away?
Yes.
Okay. Skip Away had 7 chips in the ankles, 4 in the right and 3 in the left. I could tell you because when he come to run in the Breeders' Cup in California at Hollywood Park, I can't remember the year, but he won. You know, Sonny Hines, you know what I mean? Sonny Hines said he ain't taking out the chip. He know what to do with the chips them, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I can't tell the man secret out because it's something I get to meet him through Jack Van Borg. Jack Van Borg was my friend, and I could have go to his barn, you know? And I see what I was doing with Skip Away, you know? With chips. Today, most of the trainer them, they find chips in a horse feet. They call the vet and they're going to operate and take them out. You know what I mean? All the chip is, you know, like a bone gristle. Yeah. That's all it is. Yeah. You understand? But these new trainers, they get so nervous that they go and take out all these things in the horse leg. So when the horse come back now, 50-50 chance. They think it's gonna be 100%. No. It be 100% if you leave the chips them and you know what to do with it, you know. Like one time when I was working for Ingrid Mason, she claimed a horse from Steve and Musin, right? The horse had a chip. You see like this in knee? You see like which part the bone and the knee, how it bend? This horse had a chip in the middle of it, right? And when Ingrid and me scope it out, Doctor I can't remember the doctor name, but anyway, this was in Fairground, and the doc said, Roy, you know he got chip in the which part the knee or bend? I said, what? He said, yes. And Ingrid said, oh God, Roy, what are we gonna do? I said, don't worry, man. Give me a shot at it. He been on the vet list. You understand? So we had to breezy for the state vet in Hot Spring, Arkansas. This was in the early 2000s. And he breezed, and she get off the vet list. So we were heading to Arlington Park in Chicago with her. Okay, 2 weeks later we ran her in Chicago. She went wire to wire, and she was claimed. She was claimed by a woman trainer in Chicago. I forget the name of the woman. But anyway, the woman ran her back in 3 weeks at Arlington Park. And she broke down on the woman, you know. That the woman come to me and she asked me, my man, how you get a horse run with a chip like that? I say, as long as you know about legs and you know what you're doing, you could get it done right. And Ingrid Mason tell her, Roy, know what you're doing, you know. And it was like that. I don't think she never get her to the race again because she didn't know what to do. And she had nobody in her band could have figured out what to do to that horse. But like I said, you know.
And all these tricks of the trade is like over years of learning, picking up stuff, huh?
Picking up stuff, you know. Their old groom from way back. The old horsemen, they had secrets that today, their secrets lie in a couple of us. Because I know you got a couple of like me around the world today, but they ain't there on the racetrack. They're probably there at a farm, probably laying back home, enjoying their retirement, and just watching the game and seeing all the things them that the game going through. And which you know, the game ain't supposed to go through what you're going through today, but that's because of knowing what to do with the horse.
And that's
and
important.
trying to understand, and that's the most important thing, knowing about the horse. Because if you don't know about the horse, you're going to be in a lot of complication. Because you're going to be ifing and butting. And them is conjunction that you don't want. You want to use noun and pronoun. You understand?
It's not it's not a time for guessing at this level.
No, there ain't no time to guessing. I playing with your money. You're the owner. You pay me day rates, right? I can't play with your money, you know. I got to fulfill what you bring to me. You bring a house of 50,000 claimer, I got to make sure I win back your money and make a lot of things before somebody claim me. And if somebody claim me, at least we could get the win money and the claiming purse. So but you put it that way, you're gonna feel happy because you got the money you're claiming for and you got a purse.